Hello, everybody. Well, here's an interesting subject. What is different about today's world than it was 5 years ago? Well, I think what's really different is not just the change that we see, but the speed of change and how there's not much time for you to recover from these types of changes. It used to be we had the horse that dominated transportation, and then for 50 years later, the car dominated transportation. And then 50 years later, we have the airplane. And in each instance, there was quite a long time between these events where societies could get used to the new technology and the new changes in our society. Today, what we're seeing is the change of today is overcome by the change of tomorrow. Speed is happening and changes are occurring so rapidly that you don't get a chance to really adapt to the changing realities. And I use that word adapt in particular because in this week, as we talk about leadership, one of the concepts is adaptive leadership. And there's actually two A's that I like to include in this discussion, not just adapt. And so I would use the term assess and adapt. Assess and adaptive leadership. Assessment and adaptive leadership. So what does that mean? Well, in the context of a changing world, there's four concepts to remember. First, that the markets are changing considerably, very quickly. If you dominate an industry today, you may not dominate it tomorrow, or certainly next week or next month or next year. That's also because the customer base is becoming much more diverse. The world is becoming smaller because of technology and communications. There's many more countries that we do business with today than even just 10 years ago. World economies are much more interrelated. And so because of those three factors, we see that the time frame for an organization to maintain its competitive advantage continues to narrow. It used to be able to research a considerable amount of spend a lot of time and money to research a new product or service. Then when it came to the market, you would be able to dominate that market for some period of time to recoup the investments that you spent. Now what we're seeing is that doesn't happen as much anymore. Once you develop a product, it's so much easier for another organization or another company to develop it as well. The end result is that the period of time where you're a dominant player in the economy is much, much less. So that's where leaders come in. And today, once an organization, through the leaders that they have, gets into this dominant position, leaders really have to move towards the next step, which means to assess the marketplace and adapt to the new realities. It's this assessment and adaptation that's really become critical, and it's really that aspect that will determine if an organization is going to be successful. So as we talk more about leadership this week, the assessment's the first part, to survey the marketplace, survey the organization, survey the industry, survey the economy, try to assess where the future is going to be. And then the second part is to adapt to that future, and that is really where the key of leadership is today, to do the research on where we believe the future is going to be, and then to adapt your current organization to be in a position to profit from what you think the future is going to be. With that, I hope it's a great start to a great week. Certainly let me know if there's anything I can do. Always look forward to chatting with you guys. Everybody, enjoy the day.